Speaking of confidence, Chelsea tonight, they look full of it in the attack, Winter Surfer.
Yeah, I mean, 11 changes made again. 4-2 is going to look like the goals were sloppy, but I think that's going to be our major enemy in this competition is complacency. But yeah, it was very good overall. I really like Renato Vega. He's someone that's standing out every time he plays. He's a Swiss knife player. You know, he's played at centre back. He's played in midfield. He's played at left back. He's looked very good every time he plays. I'm pleased for Dewsbury Hall getting a goal as well. And Kuka gets another goal. He's got 7 already. Just a good. Keep it going. Keep it ticking. Unlike last season, I don't fear second halves anymore. Under Poch, I always fear the second half. You can tell that Maresca sometimes, you know, there's different urgencies second half, but I think he gives them, even if they play well, he still gives them a bit of a kick up the backside at halftime to do more. Yeah, we just move along. So it's just been very, very good. 5 wins in a row. Yeah, a year later from last year. So I'm always happy to watch my team now, even doing previews like on different panels. I'm just happy to talk about my team. You know, we had a loaded subs bench and we didn't even have to use our regular players. You know, Jackson wasn't even in the squad. We were able to give minutes to Mark Guiri, Tariq George, stuff like that. And it was just, Tossing got minutes. It was just, it was an overall good performance. And even like the crowd, you know, it's a better atmosphere. The atmosphere is better at Stamford Bridge. And that's what winning does. Winning cures everything, really, for football fans. We're very simple at heart. We're very simple at heart.
We're very fickle. We're very fickle. We're very, very fickle in that way. I did want to ask you about your defense tonight, because Ghent did create a fair amount of chances. Is that something you were concerned about at all, or based on there being 11 changes, is that sort of understandable in terms of sort of the chemistry between them?
Yeah, it sort of is. It's also, like I said earlier, I think it's a bit of complacency in this. That could be a enemy in this competition, not being 100% locked in. Like the second goal, especially, it was just more that we were already 4-1 up and we were trudging along. The first one, we sort of left basically about 4 Ghent players by themselves over one side. All our defenders sort of went to one side and they forgot there's like another team that needs to defend against. But I wouldn't worry about it overall. I'm sure when we progress in the competition, if we get to semi-final, final stage, I'm sure we'll switch it and it'll play more of a regular team that we see in the Premier League and stuff like that, or just mix it up. But I wouldn't worry about it at this, because even if we do concede, I'm just always confident we'll score more than any other team in this competition. So it's just that. I think we'll just score more than anyone else, you know, going through. So
this Chelsea second team, if they played Manchester United first team that played today with a chin, I'm being serious. I was thinking about this watching both games. Even the Chelsea second team today looked like exactly the first team with a little bit of less quality. Like Cassidy is worse than Caicedo, 100%. Badiashile is worse than Colwell. You can tell Jurgensen is not fantastic. Like But you can tell that this Chelsea team look exactly the same like the first team. Exactly. Same patterns of play, same way of playing, same direction. Everything look exactly the same, which is what people want, right? This Chelsea second team look like they are good enough to reach the latter stage of this competition where they will add the Jacksons, the Palmers, these guys in January.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Chelsea team and I'm like, Chelsea conceded. Who cares? You know, they're going to score again. Nkunku's quality is going to shine. Neto's quality is going to shine. They have a lot of quality.
I've got a question for you, Andrew, bro. That defense could be an issue if they're going to.
If you watch the game, you would know that they had no problem.
Sorry, what was Sam saying? Sorry, Sam?
No, I think their defense, Chelsea's defense overall, I think that could be an issue going later on deeper into these cup competition, and if they're gonna overall, because I think their defense is something that they need to start addressing. a bit more because you're not going to outscore every single team. At some point, it will come across to bite you in the arse. If you get one.
I will say this, and obviously I'll say a big if when Reece James gets fit, you could see either him or Gusto playing in these games right back instead of a Disassi or something like that. Do you know what I mean? And just rotating it even more. You know, like I said, even if we were to concede, but okay, hopefully there's no injuries with the attack. I just see us always in games. You know what I mean? Like scoring against. We should. I'm sorry, but we should win every game in this competition.
Yep. I went to say the sooner you get back to the top, the better. I'm telling you, the sooner you get back, the better.
Yeah, but it's sooner back for
Sam, can I ask you a question though, Sam? I actually agree. I think if this Chelsea team keeps leaking goals like this, it'll be a problem later in the competition when you play better teams. Do you not think though they will bring some as they get into the quarterfinals, semi-finals, final? They'll bring in the sort of actual first teamers, the Levi Colwells, etc., and resolve that problem organically.
But Terry, those players have been shocking even in the Prem. Just look at the Brighton game. Look at the mistake that they were making over there.
I think that's a bit harsh to say shocking. I really do.
Sanchez gifted. What are you talking about?
No, but it's not.
Sam, just
sorry. No, let Sam make his point back. Let Sam make his point back. In fairness, I tried to rattle Sam earlier and it didn't work, so this time I'm going to let him talk. I tried to rattle him like I rattled him yesterday.
You rattled me yesterday, so now I'll rattle you.
I know. I have a few people in the comments calling me out, and I'm like, no, they don't realize I get on with Sam, and I didn't
listen,
people are just so weak. It's unbelievable.
Guys, listen. It's nothing against Terry, okay. I actually like Terry. He's a cool guy, yeah. But when he gives me, I will give him back. The game's
exactly, and I tried to reverse it, but there we go. Go on, carry on, Sam.
Look, my point is, it's not just a Brighton game. If you look at the, there was another team. Noni Madueke scored a hat-trick. Who was it against? Wolves. Again, yeah. I would say even the goals then. For me, there is a way that you've seen that the defense might not even be that good as people think. And I think they haven't even played these very good teams yet, apart from City. I think when you go up against these big teams, they could come and bite them in the arse if they make those kind of mistakes there, because those teams have the firepower and the defensive structures.
That's more of a thing where the system is new. Granted, remember, Fofana's barely played any football in 2 years, and Colwell's been shifted from left back to centre back on the pitch like so much. They are not going to be perfect in the first few months of them playing in the system and playing together as centre back pairing. Cucurella's only just found form in the last few months of the last season, and obviously Gusto is a very good player already, and Reece James is a good player, but they both get injuries in inconvenient times for Chelsea. So that just needs a bit of time. And like Terry said about the going in later in the competition, by that time, I think most of Chelsea's deficiencies defensively won't be 400% sorted, but you can see a lot more solid, a better solid base defensively.
If we can keep Lavia fit, as well, that and pairing with Caicedo in the middle and stuff like that, that can help. Listen, KJ's right. This is the first time in 2 years we've had consistent centre-back partnership, so to speak, or even like two of the defenders starting, like Cucurella and Colwell starting nearly every game and played it. And we've been lacking that due to injuries and constant changes and stuff like that. After the international break, who's the phony tough and the crazy brave? Because they're gonna go through fire in terms of the fixtures that are coming up, especially away at Anfield and home to Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? They're going to be tested then. We'll see who's good enough. We're going to find out even the coach. We're going to find out how good is Maresca, because he's going to be tested in those games coming up after the
international. That's my point. These big games coming up. That's what I'm saying. I think the real test is not coming up then.
Yeah, I have a question for you, Andrew, about Chelsea. So Chelsea clearly made mistakes at the start. You know, with Tuchel and the managers and stuff. Yeah. Where you are now, do you care?
No, I think I said it to Mo. I think I said it to Mo on one of his streams. I said I am pleasantly surprised, like really pleasantly, because let's face it, I don't care if you're the most positive Chelsea fan. No Chelsea fan is ever going to convince me that they were fully sold how that Maresca was going to be this good to start with. No Chelsea fans ever going to. I'm going to call them liars right now. Even if you're in the chat saying you knew, you're liars. Okay, that's what I'm saying. It's just just taking ownership from he's a total 180 from last year's coaching Poch. Just taking ownership of what's happening. You know, get who he wants to work with. You know, challenging players. 11 changes tonight. Like Mo said, they were still playing the same, but they want to get into this team. Do you know what I mean? Most of them want to get into this team. They want to be part of it. They want to be part of it. Something's happening, and that's just a refreshing thing. I am so pleasantly surprised because I had my doubts on Maresca. Of course, you're going to have. If you're bringing a championship manager to Chelsea, of course you're going to have doubts. Don't tell me what he did at Leicester because we were told he likes to play with 2 touchline wingers and he's not adaptable. Well, that's out the water this season, isn't it? That's because he was in the championship. He had to. The championship, for people who don't know, is the hardest league to get out of. Yeah. Okay, he had to probably change his style to get out of the championship. But yeah, I mean, he's just it's just a breath of fresh air.
And do you think that the way that the players are responding to the way that you guys play is like that's what like is the system and the play style the reason why these players are hungry to playing for Chelsea?
I think it's a bit of everything. I think he's challenging them. Like I said a few minutes ago, last year's second half, I used to fear how we played.
Mentality.
We would come out in the second half, we used to be flat. Do you know what I mean? We used to concede right away or didn't used to play well. I think even when we play well, I think he still gives them a kick up the backside and say, you can do better. Do you know what I mean? Like today, we went 1-0 at half time, total control, but he probably went in there, why aren't we 2 or 3-0 up? Start the second half, we go score right away. Okay, we concede right away, but we go in again and again. He's challenging people like Keenan Dewsbury Hall has been, I don't know why, but some of my fan base have been unfairly targeting him. But, you know, like he played well tonight. I know it's against Ghent and everything like that, but he's challenging them. He challenged them just to get on the bench, I think, as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're leaving people out.
I think you can see that. And I don't think Chelsea have the finished article yet. And
nowhere near. We need a goalkeeper.
But you can see the improvement that is there, certainly. We have a few super chats here. First one said, with Chelsea 5 out of 6 games into a new system, the way we are playing now after 5 or 6 games, imagine what happens towards the sharp end of the season. I'm worried as an opponent. Look, if Chelsea keep getting better and that improvement is exponential, they could be a very, very dangerous team indeed by the end of the season. Defense was spotty at times. First half, a little difficult getting Nkunku involved. We rushed some plays, make it messy, and we will improve with time. Jay Moore says it took Poch until March to April to sort out a starting 11. Enzo was sorted out with 2 separate starting 11s with league and cup games by September and October. We can actually see a style and a system developing. It's true. I would also say this. There are some teams in Europe, and I think Liverpool came across that with Bologna on yesterday, that some teams just play very good attacking football that's hard to stop. Brighton, when Brighton play well, they can cut through any team in the Premier League in terms of making chances. Whether they finish them or not is a different conversation. I thought Enzo would be a massive failure, but he's turning it around. But I've noticed one thing: Chelsea and Italian managers seem to work out at Chelsea.
Yeah, there's a great history of Italian footballers going back to Vialli when he first took over. Do you know what I mean? So there's a good history there. Hopefully it resolves in silverware. That's all matters to me. Do you know? So,
there you go.